Hey friends, this is Amanda Nardozzi. Thanks for hopping into the channel here. I'm a psychic intuitive. If you're new here, it's lovely to meet you. And if you're returning, then welcome back. It's good to see you. So we got a collective reading going on. I got my oracle decks prepared. I got some tarot going on here. And I have this cute ass little mug that I got from the thrift store today. It is Shakespearean insults, and I love my literature. I'm a literature major. Well, English writing, but I mean, like, literature just has more reading involved. But I did do my fair share of reading, and there is a part of me, I have a soft spot for Shakespeare, as much as I roll my eyes when I have to learn about him. Just because it's been done again and again, and I'm like, I can't handle any more forced Shakespeare learning. But some of these, none of them ring a bell, but I do, like, okay, so, like, have you ever heard all eyes and no sight? Oh, that's rude. Okay, wait, I understood that one. That's a little rude. False of heart, light of ear, bloody of hand. Ooh. Let's see. Canker blossom, poisonous bunchback toad, a fusty nut with no kernel. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. You know what? I saw one that I loved. What was it? It was like, O gull, O dolt, as ignorant as dirt, light of brain, not so much brain as earwax. I love that one. Okay, let me stop before I go too much into this. I do desire we may be better strangers. Dang, okay, I like that one. Okay, anyway, all right, so let's get into this. I ask that you get into a sacred space. The theme for today is just connecting with spirit, figuring out what we need to know right now. I'm not sure of the title of the video. It depends on what comes through. But that being said, I'm going to get settled myself. We did have a new moon recently. I believe a new moon in Libra. I don't know. I want to say Libra. I usually do rituals, and these last few new moons and full moons, I have not done so. These last few months have just been like I've been on survival mode, and I just haven't been able to get in touch too much with, like, my spiritual side. For as open as I am, the more I do tarot for public, the more on I am, especially because I'm channeling for several hours straight, which is exhausting. I gotta find a new method. But let's just get into this collective energy and see what it is you guys need to know right now. I'm operating kind of with Kyle Gray's spread of Strength Heart Challenge, only I'm using Oracle and Tarot, not quite angel cards. But I will ask my angels to draw close. I'm going to channel energies of love and compassion for this reading. Energies from the highest good. Energies that are familiar with our audience's soul growth, the things that they need to hear the most right now to help them move forward in an optimistic and confident way, in a way that can help them feel empowered and feel good about their direction in their life. Okay, so I just said, like, confidence, right? And that's just my whole thing about, like, taking back your power and, like, wanting to make choices in confidence. So the main theme, the overarching theme for right now, confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. So whatever endeavor you are going through, whatever cycle it is that you're going through, and whatever the focus may be right now, whether it be I'm seeking out a new relationship, so I'm entering the dating sphere, or I want to strengthen the relationship that I currently have. Or maybe it's wanting to go out and, try to meet new people for friendships, or you're making new business connections, or even focusing on business, work life, finances, whatever the case may be, make sure that you're holding that confidence for yourself, because other people will see that. It's in the way you walk, it's in the way you talk, and when you embody that confidence, that's when the opportunities will start coming to you, and that's kind of like your main shtick right now. That's kind of what you're learning to grasp onto. It's what you're learning to carry with you, and I feel like you got it solid with that. So, I don't know, in this first row for your strength, you have being flexible. So as of lately, you found that you've had to be adaptable and flexible in your changing circumstances. So you're kind of used to bending over backwards. I mean, be better or for worse, I feel like you've had to adapt and you're like, okay, well, let's just get this shit done. And that's kind of the mentality that you've learned to embrace as of late. The Three of Wands is, I just heard something about picking up the pace. So perhaps, like the Three of Wands is about setting off on a journey. So you have all the preparations in order. It's just about moving and putting one foot in front of the other. So you already have these stepping stones in front of you. You're past the planning stages and you're moving on to putting yourself out there. So in terms of being flexible and adapting, perhaps you are already moving forward with this confidence, because that does feel like a strength here, and that you are at least taking the steps forward and that you are in motion right now. The Eight of Wands indicates that there's a lot going on right now. So you have a lot of energies at play. And again, with things picking up speed, this makes sense because the Eight of Wands is the card of being quick, things happening very quickly. And I feel like whatever the case may be, I'm getting strong-willed. So perhaps everything up until this point has helped strengthen your resolve and helped kind of cement your strong will. I feel like that's an innate thing that you have, is being strong-willed. And I feel like these last, whatever happened recently, with the energy that you're in now, it's like because of all of your adaptations, or because of everything that you've adapted to and been flexible with, that has helped you achieve a stronger sense of, like, this is what I'm doing. My resolve has been polished and I'm ready to roll forward. I am this big hunk up boulder, and I am now, I don't know, this is like a weird analogy, but I'm seeing like a polished boulder where all of the rough edges are kind of sanded down, and it's enough to where you are rolling forward a lot stronger than you would have before, with those jagged edges and not feeling as confident, not feeling as brave. But I feel like things have been refined, and it's causing you to separate yourself, the Eight of Cups, so separating yourself or walking away from things that don't serve you. Now, a note that I do want to say about walking away from things that don't serve you, this doesn't have to be physically leaving things behind. I know a lot of people in the spiritual community say that when you're leaving things that no longer serve you, it's like, constantly cutting things out of your life, and that's not necessarily what that means. You don't always have to walk out. Some of you could quite literally be leaving positions, jobs, relationships, lovers, whatever the case may be. Some of you may be leaving physical things and saying goodbye to certain people or situations. But other times, a lot of times, what letting go of things that don't serve you is just detaching from the negative emotional energy to that thing. Because sometimes we're in situations that we can't get out of, or we're in situations that it doesn't serve us to actually leave that position, but we still feel emotionally drained from them. There is a way we do have that power to disconnect from the energy around us and have it not affect us. We just have to do a lot of healing, and then we have to adapt to our circumstances and say, okay, how can I approach this, or how can I view this so that it's not affecting my energy as much? I just heard, like, I need to take my power back, and that's how you do it. It's not necessarily removing yourself completely, because if we constantly did that, we would not be able to live in the world, because there are challenges present everywhere. We are all different people. We are all from different walks of life, and there are all different situations that suit different energies. So we don't always engage in energetic matches. Otherwise, we wouldn't grow as people. We wouldn't learn anything. So this is also something that you, like, a strength that you have gathered, and a strength that you're recognizing, okay, so I can't change physically the situation that I'm in, so I have to separate from this. Or there's only so much of this that I can change, and what can I do, or how can I think to not concern myself with this anymore. So those are your strengths right now. What's coming up in your heart right now to the sea? So as I've said with the Three of Wands about movement, I feel like I just heard something about being off in a certain direction. So moving forward, I just heard there's something like propelling you forward. I don't know what this catalyst is. It could be this inspiration. I just heard like an opportunity that could have been knocking on your door that is kind of sending you off into the unknown, but you're saying, you know what? Fuck it. I'm here. I'm going for it. And intuitively, I feel like your intuition is calling you and you're leaning on the intuition a little bit. You're relying on yourself to pull you forward into this new adventure. So you're going off to the sea here. Coming up from within your heart, as well as potential clarifiers to this, to moving forward out into the sea. You have the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is kind of like the happy home, happy family. So being in a good environment, I just heard like being in a good state of mind. This is a very celebratory card. This is a very positive card. So I do feel like this is moving forward with optimism, which is so interesting because we also have the Five of Pentacles. I feel like between the Four of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, you also have the Six of Pentacles here. And when I see them all together, let me like see if I'm like weaving this together properly. So the Four of Wands, like I feel like you're feeling good about this direction. The Five of Pentacles, I do see leaving things behind. So I do feel like you're calling, like this is kind of referencing what we were talking about before with recognizing like the emotional turmoil that we found ourselves in. The Five of Pentacles is about feeling like you're left out in the cold and you can't really go into the church for solace. But it's almost like as of recently, you are feeling the call to go into the church. And I feel like you're also recognizing your behaviors that have contributed to past situations that have been, you know, sucking your energy a little bit. And you're like, this is what I've been doing. And maybe I can't say these certain things to trigger this certain person. Or maybe I'm not going to say yes to these jobs that I don't want to commit to. Or something along those lines. You're recognizing there are ways that I have kind of been sinking in here. So this is how I can tear myself from the mud. This is how I can pull myself out so that I'm not drowning in this quicksand of somebody else's sticky situations, somebody else's drama, somebody else's problems, somebody else's want for me to do something, whether it be a job or a relationship or something like that. So you're recognizing it's not your fight and you're pulling out. And the Six of Pentacles kind of complements that because the Six of Pentacles is about our give and take. And you're questioning, what does this give me? And I heard that maybe in the past you've been finding reasons to stick around. You've been finding reasons to entertain these energies. And now you're like, you know what? Like, why? Like, why am I sticking around? So whatever the case may be, whatever this is, I just feel a big moving on energy. Now the key here again is holding on to that confidence and moving on because everything in your reading says that you are moving forward. It's just capture that confidence. The challenge here is cleaning it up. Cleaning it up can be physical space. Usually I pull this card when I have physical chores to do and I'm not doing them. Cleaning your physical space helps energetically clear your space as well. But if we're not talking about physical and you're like, what are you talking about? My place is like pristine, clean. Okay, and if that's the case, I'm envious of you because girl got to get her shit together over here too. But energetically, I feel like is a big message of this card as well. Cleaning it up. So you are quite literally just dusting out all of the old energies. And I feel some of you might actually benefit from Reiki as well. If that's not something that you have access to at the moment, first of all, there are lots of services online that offer it. So as of right now, like my website's not up and I don't offer distance Reiki, but I will eventually because I am certified in Reiki level 1. But I do highly recommend a Reiki session for those of you who haven't gotten one because it is just somebody that channels source energy through you and it does help energetically clear you, especially if you're an intuitive. You can actually sense when certain things coming up from within. So there is like an energetic healing going on, an energetic clearing. And if you are into angelic energies, if you work with archangels, I always recommend Archangel Metatron just because I study under like Kyle Gray's courses and I study with his books and stuff. So my knowledge of archangels, although pretty limited, I do see him talk about Archangel Metatron as helping with clearing energies and clearing blocks in the body. body. And I also work with Archangel Raphael. I work with Archangel Raphael when I clear energy through Reiki as well. And you don't have to be a Reiki practitioner in order to clear your own energy. You can literally either turn on like a meditation on YouTube and imagine your chakra energies clearing, and that could be enough for you. It could also be just looking at the chakra system and being like, okay, if that's a system you choose to work with, it's a very common system. Or just going into places in your body that don't feel right, and then just imagining sweeping, like quite literally, like this reindeer, this deer, this stag is doing. The stag is taking charge. As a spirit animal, the stag does take charge of. It's kind of like in the spirit animal deck, it's take the lead. Taking the lead and moving forward with that. So you really have to be the one to step forward and clear this energy for you. And I feel like you're stepping up to do that. Even if it's just imagining dusting away those energies, that could be something that highly benefits you. You also have the Hermit, Wheel of Fortune, and you have the Empress. These are quite big cards. The Hermit and the Wheel of Fortune, like they're all major arcana. All of them are major arcana cards. So the challenge here is some of you could actually be going through a spiritual awakening right now through this transition or through this change. The reason I say that is because of the whole major arcana thing. But the Hermit says, needing some alone time, and perhaps it's difficult for you to get that right now. But there is needing to come to yourself for that rest and to do that energetic clearing. To do that physical, there's something about physical space here coming through. So again, if some of you are struggling to connect spiritually, honestly, sometimes the clearing has to happen in the physical too. So cleaning your physical space so that you can feel like mentally calm, that would be a great benefit for some of you. Wheel of Fortune is just honestly, this is like a divine timing card. There's so many meanings for Wheel of Fortune, and it could be read to me in two different ways. But the meaning that is intuitively coming through with this card is that divine timing is happening, to trust in the process because these changes are happening for a reason. The Empress is the badass bitch, I'm rolling strong, I'm rolling confident card. Between this one and the Queen of Wands, those are my two confidence cards. For the Empress in particular, she is a creator. She is strong in her intuitive and her feminine side. You don't necessarily have to be a woman to embrace your feminine side. We all have masculine and feminine sides to us. This is dabbling in our creation. This is dabbling in our like luxury phase type of thing. So some of you might have to practice a little bit of, this is kind of like the self-care. So the challenge here is getting that self-care, that energetic clearing, maybe having a little bit of that trust that everything's going to be okay. So I do feel like once you get centered, clearing the physical space is step number 1. Clearing your energetic space is step number 2. And then connecting spiritually would be step number 3. Because those self-care things are just incredibly important in order for you to connect to that vibration of love so that you can feel supported. Because spirit is always holding us. They are always walking with us. But sometimes it's hard for us to sense that, especially when we have challenges and when we experience roadblocks. So especially when you're like moving on and you're like setting, like you're kind of removing yourself from things, like energetically, like you're removing yourself, you got to heal some of that energy too, because you are trying to move into a different vibration, into a different vibrational state, like a higher one and one that feels better for you. But you got, like, it's going to help you let go of the old a little bit. So I'm going to roll the angel dice for you to see if we have any lasting messages for you here. 4, 4, 9, and I'm pulling from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray. And I always read these messages twice. 449. You are in touch with angels and the Divine Mother. Allow yourself to give and receive love. One more time. You are in touch with angels and the Divine Mother. Allow yourself to give and receive love. So, and that's interesting because if there was ever anything in the tarot that would represent Divine Mother, I believe it would be the Empress. Like, she is just the full-on feminine energy. The Divine Mother here of connecting strongly with intuition, feminine creation, intuitive, that's the Empress. So it's interesting that they do mention Divine Mother. I find the connection there. So allowing yourself to give and receive love, this is imperative to give love and healing to yourself. I do feel like yes, giving love to others is important too, but for whatever reason, I feel like this is, again, reflecting on the self. Give it to yourself right now because you are in need and you are important too, boo. You gotta take care of yourself. Like, you gotta, like, take care of what's important. You're important. Take the time for yourself. I feel like you needed to hear that right now. So, that being said, that is all that I have for you, and I hope that it helped. So yeah, get your confidence, and your confidence is going to come stronger when you clean it up a little bit. Okay. I love you. I love you. I love you. I will see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe, like the channel. It helps grow. Follow me in the description box. I have like my Instagram and my TikTok posted and all that good stuff. And you can follow me to see like updates on special projects that are happening, some awesome things that are going on. I'm very excited about it. So it's because there's one particular thing I'm excited about, and then there are some other things that I'm working on too. But I'm like rolling through it. And also, if you are in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area, I am doing local events. So I will be posting newsletter stuff so that you can keep up to date with where I'm at, event wise, and what I'm doing. So I love you. I love you. I love you. And I hope you have a good week. Bye.